morning guys, welcome back to my channel if you are already subscribed, and welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, my name is Holly and I'm a wildlife photographer slash nature nerd, nature enthusiast, and this is like a new type of video on my channel that I am going to be calling Moth Mondays, because basically a little while ago I purchased a moth trap, and I didn't get to use it because it has basically rained every single day for the last 3 months. So this weekend is the first time that I've got to use it, and I set it up last night. As you can tell, I'm currently at my back porch and it's in front of me, and basically these videos are just going to be opening the moth trap. I'm going to explain what a moth trap is if you don't know slightly later on in the video, and explaining how it works. But basically these videos are just going to be me going a bit crazy with some moths. We're going to open the moth trap, we're going to photograph the moths in the moth trap, we're going to do a bit of IDing, and basically, yeah, we're just going to be having fun with the moth trap really, and seeing how many different types of moth I can kind of get in my garden. And yeah, kind of a little bit of different video to what I normally do, but hopefully, as long as the weather stays nice, we should be able to do this quite a lot. I don't know if it'll be every Monday. That might be a bit too enthusiastic with the moth videos, but it's every so often, every Monday so often, maybe like twice a month or something, we will do a moth trapping Monday. Moth Monday, I'm going to be calling it. So yeah, it should be a bit of fun. And so right now I'm going to go and see what we got last night in the moth trap. Here's what, I'll put a picture of what the moth trap looked like when it was set up. And then later on at the end of the video, I'll explain how it works, just so everyone knows for future videos how it actually works, and that the moths are actually, we're not killing the moths, I should state. If you don't know how a moth trap works, it sounds a bit like the moths are getting stuck inside it and they can't escape. That is kind of the case, but they are free to leave. Just skip to the end if you want to know how it works. But yeah, for now we're going to open up the moth trap from last night and we're going to see if we got anything last night basically. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so just so you can see what is going on inside of the moth trap, there is a load of egg cartons kind of in there. I don't know why egg cartons is like the chosen thing to go inside a moth trap, but it just is, and it's what's advised. And so we've got our first little moth here on the edge of the egg carton. And so to ID them, what I do is, because I've got this book, and it's got quite a lot of different types of moth in. And I'm not good at moth identification, so instead of trying to search in the book for ages, what I do is I use my phone, and I think it's called OBS Identify, and so essentially you take a picture of whatever you want to identify and you press identify. I don't know if you can see that, and it basically tells you what it thinks it is. So it's saying there's a 99% chance that this moth right here is a lunar marbled brown, which is quite a high percentage really. So it's I'm not sure how accurate it really is, but so what I do is, because it's told us it's a lunar marbled brown, then I'll look it up in our book and I will see if it can kind of confirm what our first little moth is. Okay, so just to save time, I've kind of flipped to the right page of what the app says it is, and it's telling me it's a lunar marbled brown, which is basically that one there. And to be honest, I would say that it's actually, if we compare moth to the picture, I don't know how well you can see that, but I would say that's pretty accurate actually, and it probably is what the app is telling us. I mean, it said it was a 99% chance, so it's quite accurate, but sometimes the app, it throws up some weird suggestions of what stuff is, so I like to check in the book. But yeah, we've got our first moth, and it is a lunar marbled brown. Now, I basically don't know a lot about moth species to tell you how rare or how likely you are to see one, but it is fun. And yeah, that is our first little moth in the trap. I think there is actually a second one of him there, although looking at them closely I'd say that one is a bit smaller, but they look very similar. So I'll check in the book again and we'll see what else is underneath. I can't see anything else, but I think there's some more underneath the other eggshells, so we'll see what else is under there. So once I have finished looking at all the moths that are in the moth trap and I've kind of taken them all out and ID'd them, or attempted to ID them anyway, what I tend to do is move the moths as gently as I possibly can using like my fingers or like a stick or whatever, really gently. I move them onto more natural looking like sticks and trees and stuff nearby. Firstly because I need them to be out of the moth trap before I can put the moth trap away, but also because it makes more natural looking photographs if you move the moths onto like trees and branches and stuff. I usually move them onto a piece of bark, and then it works two ways in that it can take a good picture and it also means that the moths are back in the garden where they should be instead of inside an egg box. So yeah, that is what I do in like the next step of the moth trapping morning. Okay guys, so I have now released all our little moth friends. By that I mean I've just moved them onto this helpful bush right next to me. The good thing about a moth trap is the moths are really not active in the daytime, so they're really easy to just move away without them like flying off too fast. So you can get a good look at them as well and ID them. I still haven't found out what that weird moth type thing was. I need to do some more research because the app has failed me. In the last like 10 minutes since I told you that I used the app to ID them and then looked in the book, the app I took a picture of it and then it was like OBS identify, image recognition not working. So I don't know what's happened there. Maybe it's because I'm in the garden and the internet cut out or something. I don't know, but that is like the what's going to happen every time we check my moth trap. That is kind of what's going to happen. We're going to look in it, we're going to look at the moths, I'm going to take some pictures, I'm going to put it all to nice music, and then yeah, that's kind of what happens when you check a moth trap. But I did think I would just talk you through how it works, where I got it from, and a little bit like about that. So yeah, let's talk about the moth trap. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like when it's set up. Don't mind that large cactus in the background. That is one of Luca's toys, my Labrador. But yeah, this is what the moth trap looks like. I also have been, if you saw it slightly early on in the video, I can't remember if I took a picture of it, but I have been using this massive IKEA lid thing to cover it up because even though the weather says it's not going to rain, I don't trust it after 3 months of raining every day that it might not rain. And so I figured this could act as like a slight protection if it did rain. Okay, so anyway, so inside, it's basically, well, it looks like an IKEA box. But you have the light here, and then you can get like an external battery for it, but I just plug it in. Because the battery was like £100 more, so I wasn't going to spend that on a battery. But here is the box, and then so these flaps come up and down so you can easily move them, and then you fill it with egg cups. I'm not entirely sure why egg boxes are like the favourable thing for moth traps, but they just are. And you put them all in there, and then the moths, I can actually demonstrate this because I have a moth model. Here we go. They fly towards the light, and then, oh, helps if you set it up correctly. They fly towards the light, then I guess they just kind of fall in, or they fly in, and then they just kind of sit in there until you open it up in the morning, at which point they're well, they didn't fly around in the daytime, so, well, lots of species don't anyway, so they're quite easy to move. And like, as you can see, there's still one there from the trap earlier, and I think there was, maybe the other one's flown off, but that one's still sat there. But yeah, that is the moth trap. And I'll put a picture of what it looks like when it's turned on. It isn't a normal light, it's like an ultraviolet light or whatever, because that attracts moths more, I guess, I don't know. I don't really know how it works, but that's the whole setup, and it came in this nice bag that I got from the NHBS website, and I'll link below which one it is. But yeah, that is the moth trap, that is how it goes set up, and hopefully in the next few months we're going to have a lot of fun, or well, I'm going to have a lot of fun taking pictures of moths in my moth trap. But yeah, see you all next week for a new video.